Hey everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're doing the March month head forecast today. Have a look at some of the long range models, see what they're showing for this month, and then attempt to come to a forecast of what may happen. Of course, any long range forecast come with a health warning, whether it's a season or a month head forecast. So don't take it too seriously, but we will try and predict what may happen through this month. Now, before I get on with the video, just want to mention the advertising with video ads on my pages at GazworthVids.com. If you press play on the video ad, you'll be supporting GazworthVids.com. Thanks very much for doing that. Got some content ads as well, sitting underneath a video player here, so you can browse through those at your leisure. If there's any articles you're interested in, click through the links. You'll go to the website where the article is on. At the same time, you'll be supporting GazworthVids.com. Thanks so much for doing that. Some very interesting articles mixed in there, so do have a look at those and see what they're all about. Also, don't forget to play the video ad. So just have a quick word about February. The February forecast was for a milder and wetter than average month, and a continuation really of the pattern that had gone before through December and January. Not a bad forecast, actually. Quite pleased with how this one has panned out. Here's the Central England temperature from Hadley for February. Came out at 6.2, very mild month, an anomaly of 2.4 degrees above average. It's actually the mildest February since 2002, so a very mild month. Also was above average, didn't have quite the copious amounts of rain that we had in January. Thankfully, it wasn't quite as bad as January. Nevertheless, it was wetter than average for just about all parts of the country, and temperatures coming out above normal. So yeah, pretty pleased with how the February forecast panned out. I think we can put that one down as a hit rather than a miss. So have a look at March. We'll start off with the CFS 700 millibar height anomalies for March, and we're seeing blue colours being signalled to be to the north and west of the country, the orange and yellow colours signalled down to the southwest. So this is going for another Atlantic dominated month, with the jet stream coming through the British Isles across the Atlantic, but the difference this time is that high pressure is more influential down to the southwest. So I don't think we'll have the serious situation with rainfall through March that we've had through most of winter. Nevertheless, that still is an unsettled sort of month. You will bring bands of rain through at times. It's just that you get ridges of high pressure, maybe even a prolonged drier spell at some point through the month with that high pressure sitting down to the southwest. It's not a totally dry signal. It's not high pressure sitting over the country, but it's drier than we've had. So rainfall nearer normal, and with the winds off the Atlantic in March, that's a pretty good direction really for temperatures. I think we'd be looking at above average temperatures. So the prediction from the CFS model for temperatures is for average to milder than average. It's average for the north, milder than average to the south. Most of Europe as well looking, well, very mild, very warm month being signalled for just about the whole of Europe. No areas really coming out below average. Maybe down across North Africa and some parts of Spain and Portugal could do, but most of Europe having a very mild month if this is right. And that's because the jet stream is going through the Atlantic into Europe, still quite a strong jet stream, and with high pressure just down to the southwest, it's dragging relatively mild air out of the warmer part of the Atlantic as opposed to the colder bit towards Greenland. Precipitation being signalled to come out average to above average, so it is seeing an unsettled month there for the British Isles, particularly in the west, not so much in the east. We're nearer average there, but you can't really say that's a dry month, can you? It is indicating above average rainfall again for March for most parts of the British Isles. But again, I have to emphasise, whilst it could come out at slightly above average, we're not looking at the severe stormy situation that we had through most of the winter. So if the CFS is right, we're looking at probably average to above average rainfall, with precipitation with temperature coming out warmer than average for most places. But as for CFS, well, let's have a look at the Beijing Climate Centre for the first 10 day for the anomaly for the month. This is the monthly anomaly for March from the Beijing Climate Centre. Not going to break it down into 10-day periods for this month. Just have a look at the monthly anomaly. It's showing a trough of low pressure to be sitting to the west of the country, high pressure out in the Atlantic around Azores where it should be, and a high pressure also setting up to the north and the northeast, so over towards Scandinavia. That's probably quite an unsettled looking signal again for March, and we would also probably be fairly mild, because I think between the trough in the Atlantic and the ridge up to the northeast, we'd probably be getting quite a few southerly to southwesterly winds. It certainly is an unsettled looking pattern though between the CFS and the Beijing Climate Centre. It's quite an unsettled looking month. I was hopeful that we might see more sort of anticyclonic influences in March, but we're not really seeing it on these longer range models. The temperature prediction for the month, this is the temperature anomaly for March, showing that we're coming out warmer than the average for most parts of the country, anything from around 0.5 to a degree above average. So not the very warm anomaly that we've had through January and February, but nevertheless still above average, still a warmer than average month. And for rainfall, it's seeing above average for most parts of the country. Again, we're in those blue colours, so a wet month is being signalled there, driest perhaps up to the northeast of Scotland. But between the CFS and the Beijing Climate Centre, there's quite a strong signal there for a wetter than average month, and for a milder than average month as well. Now, I think they're being a little bit pessimistic on the rainfall side, so I'm going to bring that down towards average sort of rainfall for March, perhaps a little bit above average in the west, but I think generally we're going to come out around average rainfall in March. I think high pressure will be a little bit more influential than these models are indicating. There will still be unsettled weather at times. It's not going to be a totally dry month or anything like it. But I think average rainfall, I'm going to go for above average temperatures. I think the signal there is very good, and with the positions of high pressures and the low pressures, we should come out above average. So average rainfall, above average temperatures, warmer than average month is the prediction for March. We'll see how it goes. Finally, have a look at April. A very quick sneak peek. This is the 700 millibar height anomaly chart from the CFS model for April. It's showing low pressure to the northwest Scotland, also showing low pressure across central parts of Europe, and high pressure is up here to the northeast. But I think with that we could get a colder month. The jet stream could dig southwards, particularly around that trough across central parts of Europe. It's possible we could see the first cooler than average month of the year in April. But I think we'll worry about that when we get to it. Coming back to March, the forecast from GavsWeatherVids.com for March 2014 is that the month should be nearer normal in terms of rainfall, not the severe rainfall situation that we have through most of the winter, near normal rainfall. Temperatures coming out above average, another milder than average month, be the third one on the trot for 2014. But probably not the huge anomaly difference that we had in January and February. I don't think it'll be a hugely above average month in terms of the anomaly. Nevertheless, still above average, so a mild month and near normal rainfall. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.